All right, Feisties, it's Kelly O'Mara here with Joanne Murphy, and we have a special guest. Lauren Brandon is joining us this week. But first we want to say, so Katie Zaferis is still out, and she had her baby girl. Congrats. It's Josie, right? Or Jeannie?
No, Josie Jean.
Josie Jean.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so cute.
Somebody asked me when she's going to come back, and I was like, not for a while. Like, at least a month.
Week. Next week.
She's not on today? Come on now.
We got to crack the whip.
Oh, man. But in the meantime, we're going to have a whole bunch of special guests as Lauren's joining us. Lauren, here's my question. The question we always ask everybody. Do you still follow triathlon now that you're retired? Are you still watching it?
I do. I love triathlon. I listen to all the podcasts still, watch the races. I do.
All right. So what was your favorite race to watch so far this year? Your number one pick.
Gosh, I feel like there's been lots of good races. I would say probably because they weren't too long ago. Hamburg for the women and then Frankfurt for the men. Those were both just fantastic races. I mean, with Kat and Laura in Hamburg, and then the men. A few weeks ago in Frankfurt. Whew, yeah, good racing, fast racing. I'm glad.
Very fast.
I retired at a good time. That's why I retired.
Say, did it make you miss it? Sounds like no.
Definitely not. I'm like, yeah, this is why I retired, because it is just incredibly fast.
So when did you officially decide to hang up your triathlon boots?
Last year at World Championships in Nice, I decided that was going to be my last race. And so, yeah, definitely didn't end on any high note or anything, but that's okay. It was a long career. It was fun, but time to be done and move on.
I'm only laughing because I do remember talking to you in Nice and you being like, I think this might be it. I think I'm done.
I think this is done. And then as I'm walking on the course, yeah, this is really it.
Was this before or after you raced in Nice, though?
When Kelly, when we saw each other, even before, I knew that it was probably going to be my last one. Yeah.
I would say then I saw you in Kona and you were like, tell me about this being pregnant thing. So I feel like I'm just getting an insight.
Yeah, I'm just a little behind you, We both turned 40 this year, having babies, just all these big things.
Oh. So we are going to get a full update on what Lauren's been up to. But we wanted to start with the race results this week. I mean, because here's my question. Did you guys, since you are watching all of the triathlon, Lauren, did you see the sprint finish in, I'm going to say it correctly, Jönköping in Sweden?
Oh, wow. Is that how you say it?
That was impressive. Jönköping or Jönköping?
I raced it once, and that's the only reason I know.
Well, that's amazing.
I was just calling it Ironman 70.3 Sweden.
Yeah. That's a good way to go.
But did you see the sprint finish between Caroline Pohl and Lena Meissner? It's I feel like it's the big controversy of the week.
It is.
I guess we should tell people who didn't see it. Basically what happened, they were sprint finishing, it got a little shovey, but I think it was partially they were just sort of tripping and sprinting and falling. And Lena was originally the winner, and then a protest was filed that she was declared to have blocked, and then Cara was declared the winner, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
They were wearing very similar uniforms, so I kept watching it and being wait, who is who?
I actually had to look at their runners. That's what I did. I looked.
Did you?
Probably, yeah. One of them was wearing I'm going to say Hoka because it's Ironman. I think one of them was wearing red runners or footwear, and the other one wasn't. And that's how I figured out who was who. I had to keep looking at it because you can't. I think they race for the same team, don't they?
Yeah.
So it was really hard to make out who was who. But yeah, I think Caroline was wearing the red runners. I'll have to double check.
How many times did you watch the video?
Oh, it's refresh. And then a few people had it at different angles and you're trying to see what happened. Yeah. But I don't know, did one of them cross over? They were talking about them crossing on the M dots. Did Caroline pop over across the line, as in along the line of running? And then it looked like maybe there was a block or whatever. But I don't know, so hard for the 70.3 race to come down to millimeters on the finish line. Devastating for Lena, great for Caroline, but then I'm sure she probably feels bad as well that like it ended in such a way, you know, because it has been such a controversial decision or a controversial outcome maybe. But wow, like the two girls, they raced their hearts out completely. Like they were spent on the finish line is what I saw.
I felt like it should have been a tie. I definitely don't feel like something should have been overturned because I didn't feel like it reached a point where like you know what I'm saying?
But then if
like,
you
that
were
feels to me, that feels to me like if you're going to overturn a decision, it has to be, at least that's the standard in like soccer and like other sports, right? If you're going to overturn a decision, then it has to be like egregious.
But if
I felt like it should have been a
if
tie.
you were Caroline and you felt like you should have won and then you didn't protest, how would you feel then? I mean, Lauren, as the, you know, like the most recent retired athlete on the panel this evening, you know,
Hey, I
what's
saw
your
you
take
race
on it
last
all?
weekend, so someone's racing here still. So I know, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Carolyn kind of at the end did a little push too. But I agree, Kelly. I think they both were sprinting and kind of falling into each other. And
Right.
so it's hard to say if one person was at fault. Like,
Right. It's
Yeah.
not like you're like super coherent at the end if you were sprinting. Yeah. It's like, no.
everyone's just flailing trying to get to the finish line. But
And it was the European Championship as well, so obviously it carries a lot more weight than a regular Ironman 70.3. So there was probably a lot more on the line in terms of winnings for the winner, for the champion.
Do you think that's why they didn't want to do a tie? Because I was like, why couldn't they just declare it a tie? Do you think because it was the European Championship? I don't know. I don't know if there are ties.
I feel like you need to call Jimmy Riccatello and ask him.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
yeah, have we ever had a tie?
No, as far as like, I don't think there are there ties in triathlon?
Do you remember, wasn't somebody disqualified for running across the finish line holding hands with the fellow athlete?
Yes. But that was in World Triathlon.
Okay.
Ironman.
I don't know. There could be a precedent.
Now I feel like now we're gonna need to call Jimmy and find out if there's ever been a tie in Ironman
Yeah.
triathlon.
I guess, yeah, probably not.
There
But I
have
agree.
been
Someone was
sprint
like, we need
finishes.
these. Yeah, and we need these finish line cameras now, right? Because, there's not a finish line photo. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say I heard a lot of people complaining online about like, officiating's ruining the sport, like after Frankfurt last week and this week. And it's terrible. We're never going to be a real sport. And all I kept thinking was, do you guys watch real sports? Like half of watching real like football or basketball is arguing about referee calls, right? Like that's all you do.
Very true.
And it depends on the sport. I mean, if one of them had thrown themselves across the finish line, you know, the athletes would have stood up. But if they were playing a different sport and they'd thrown themselves down after a ball, I'm not saying what sport, but they'd be crying. But these two women were on the floor.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's true. There's so much going on with refs in every sport. So, yeah.
It's like, whatever.
Anyway, we're all talking about that race, so I guarantee it will sell out next year.
It's a good race. It's a fun race. If you haven't done it, you go to a little like town center, which is, I also was picturing like sprinting on that because it's like cobble. So that's a whole nother. I was like, how do they even do that? That sounds tough, but you should do it. It's a lovely race. You can take the train from Stockholm.
Maybe myself and Lauren can do it as a relay. She can swim and then I can bike her on.
Perfect.
She can push
Now,
the
I
child
haven't
in the push
swam
chair.
since Nice, but, you know.
What? No way. At all.
No.
I was going to ask you if what you're doing these days.
Yeah, no. Typical, like, swimmer fashion. You get done and you're like, ugh, no thanks. I keep thinking this last month of pregnancy, maybe I'll get in the pool, but hasn't happened yet, guys.
So have you any, what we would say, have you any graw for the sport in terms of participating in it anymore? So graw would be love. So for participating, like, would you get on a bike or would you go for a little run or have you done any of that? But
I
just
hop
not
on the
swimming.
trainer in the morning, usually before work, like 4 times a week. And then I can still, I do some walk runs, but also like elliptical and lifts. So yeah, just no swimming.
I will say swimmers always are just like, after they quit swimming, they're just like done. They're done.
We should ask Katie if Tommy has swum.
I think he does occasionally
Does he?
because they have, you know, like athletes they coach and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Fair.
I'm sure he can still put out a fast 100.
Sure. That's the other thing that's annoying about swimmers, Joanne. They like quit. They don't swim for like 20 years. And then they're like randomly will drop like a 58-second 100. And you're like, cool, great. Thanks for that. I had a boss who did that one time. Yeah. Great.
Or they'll turn up and do like an age group race and do the swim portion, and then just have like an exceptional biker and runner with them, and they'll just win the team relay. It's so unfair to the rest of us mere mortals who can barely stay afloat in the water.
Yeah, I feel like the feisty ladies would put together a good relay. You guys, have you talked about a relay?
No, we're talking about our dance moves for Kona, though. That's top of the list.
Nice.
That is, yeah. Joanne did send me a dance TikTok the other day. So these are our priorities.
I love it.
Sorry, I'd just like to clarify, it was an Instagram. I'm not on TikTok.
Sorry.
TikTok's for the kids, Kelly.
Yeah, I've never been on TikTok.
Yeah.
Anyway, but speaking of the swim, it segues nicely into the next race that happened at the weekend, which was Challenge Roth. And for the first time in its 41-year history, it was a non-wetsuit swim.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you think... So obviously there were for like the first time in how many years, there were no world records broken at Roth. And I was texting with different people about like why we thought. Obviously, I think the swim, of course, had it impacted it. I was also suggesting, I think the whole like race ranger data being released probably a little impacted it too. Like people were like, maybe I won't sit in the traps.
That is a good point. I didn't think about that, actually. Yeah.
So that was my theory. But then I think also like they were smaller fields, a lot of people raced Frankfurt or Hamburg instead, that kind of thing. So.
But we still had the person who potentially could set that world record racing at the event.
Yes. Go Laura. She's just on fire. I love it.
Yeah, she had 3 wins from 3 so far this year now.
She is very much on a roll.
Yeah.
So then when I was texting with people, somebody said, well, maybe she's just trying to save it all now for Kona. You're like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
Still a fast time. She's still won by a bit. Yeah.
8, 18, 18. All the 8s and the 1s. That's a great number. 8, 18, 18. You'd wonder, actually, considering the difference she had between herself and second place, whether she pulled up a little bit to slow down a little bit on the day to kind of just say, like, I have this one now. I just need to get to the finish line. I don't need to do something. Or in your racing mindset, Lauren, would you ever consider slowing up when a race title was on the line and you had a deficit of like 15, 16 minutes?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Laura would, because she's probably is still going for great time, wants to do her best showing, and you still have quite a while for Kona, right? Quite a few months. But yeah, I mean, it's still a fantastic... What did she end up running?
8:18, and she ran like, what did she run?
I can tell you she ran a 2:43.17.
Yeah.
So
Someday I will run an open marathon. Yeah. Like, it is my dream to one day run an open marathon anywhere close to in the 240s. Yes.
Oh my
But
gosh.
like, if you consider it, so Laura ran a 2:43.17, and then Matt Hansen ran a 2:28.03. Like, that's not a big gap between the boys and the girls on race day.
Yeah. No.
I have to say, I don't think that... I know obviously Roth is really fast, and Joanne, you've done it. Maybe Lauren, have you done it?
No, I never did.
Oh, okay.
Did you do it?
I don't think that run. Yeah, I did it. I don't think that run is like especially fast. Like, it's on a dirt path. You're right. It's like a little hilly. Like, there's some cobbles. Like, I don't know that it's really like a super fast course or anything.
But
other
there's
than all the
thousands of
crowds.
spectators, so you get the free energy everywhere. Even on the furthest point out on the canal, you nearly can't hide. You just have to keep going because there's people everywhere. But is it the race that there's no shoes are banned? Or am I making that up? Did I read that somewhere, that they can wear all different types of prototypes of shoes and everything? So it lends itself to being a faster run course in one sense. I don't know. Maybe I made that up. I don't think I did. I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, they had different rules because Ironman adopted like World Triathlon rules, and I think Challenge Roth said they were going to have like slightly different rules. But but it's still Germany. I'm still sure they had enough rules. They had plenty of rules. Yeah,
I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anybody cursing at a referee though.
I didn't know if this was just me being like way too American, but the year I did it, I was like so confused. And like Sam Long did that year too, right? And he was also, every American I ran into, we were like, what is happening? And you would be like, you just didn't know where to, and then you would ask somebody and they'd be like, well, obviously it was on page 17 of Appendix C that you were supposed to, and I was like, what the fuck? So all of us poor Americans were like, no.
Yeah.
There are a lot of rules.
Yeah.
In Germany, when I raced, where did I race? Frankfurt a couple years ago, I got a 1-minute penalty because apparently you're supposed to have your helmet strapped before you leave the change tent. And like in America, we grab our stuff, we're putting it on like while we're going through transition. And so the ref stops me and I had no idea like why I'm stopped, why I have a penalty. I'm just like, well, that's random. I never knew that existed. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's so long ago since I did it that I don't remember. And I was, just a random age grouper. My time was 5 hours after Laura's. Mine was 13:15.
That's amazing.
But what was really weird, right? Can I tell you a funny story? So I did Roth in 2013 and my time on the day was 13:15. And then I did the World Championships in London that following August or September, whatever it was. And our swim had been shortened, but the time of day when I crossed the finish line, and our race was delayed, the time of day when I crossed the finish line was 13:15. I thought that was really weird.
That's amazing.
Is that not really weird? Like somebody sent me a photo of me crossing the finish line and it was like 13:15. I was like, that's really weird.
You're like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Roth is
5
definitely
hours slower.
Oh, stop. I mean,
is it on your bucket list? Are you going to do
proper? Roth is. Am I going to do it? No, probably not. But I feel like it's one of those races that people should go do. I mean, the pictures and video just look phenomenal. And I don't know, when you guys were going up Solar Hill, was it?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It nerve-wracking or was it amazing?
Here's my other like really crazy story. They were trying to reach Americans. I was the Predator triathlete at the time, so they gave me an entry. Okay. By the time I was going, I was pretty sure I was going to quit my job. But I was like, well, I'll figure it out like during the race or something, right? I'll be like, I'll go and I'll think about it. And so I get so on Solarberg and everyone's screaming like, in your face, you're amazing. And I just start crying and I'm like, I am amazing. And then I was like, yeah, you probably should quit. Like you're probably a little strung out.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was my, it was.
And
like,
how long after you got home from Ross did you quit your job?
The Monday. Like after.
That's amazing. You're like, hey, thanks, I got a free entry. That was nice.
Well, I took like a 3-day vacation in Munich and thought about it, and then I got home. So
you reflected.
Yeah, I reflected.
Yeah. Reflected. It's important to reflect.
Right.
It's amazing. I don't know. That I feel like I would be stressed going up that hill with all the people.
Yeah.
But it definitely looked crazy. I mean, I don't think it was that cracked back in 2013, but the crowds do separate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you know what was really cool to see as well was Fenella Langridge over there doing commentary as well. You know, it was really, really good to see her just like getting stuck in, and she's such a positive vibe and positive influence for the sport that I'm glad that she looked like she enjoyed herself on the hill and doing the commentary, and I saw James Mitchell had some brilliant photographs of her as well. Like, and so to just keep that connection while she's recovering, you know, I think it's so important.
Yeah.
And we have to give a shout out to Sid. It was Sid's like 9th time at Roth, her final pro race. I guess I was a little bit like, is it for sure it was your final pro race? And she was like, yeah, I think so. So she texted. So she's going to come on next week and tell us all about it.
Oh,
but
good.
it did look like, I mean, they gave her a full send off at the finish line. Like kids came out. It was pretty
That's
cute.
amazing. And what about Grace's second place on her first full? That was impressive.
Yeah.
Was that her first full? What?
First full, yeah. I know. And only, I mean, to me, to be only 20 minutes behind Laura Phillip, I'm like, I think that's really good.
It's very good.
I know. So yeah,
There are a lot of people doing their first fulls now, because I was just looking, like Julie Darren is now on the start list for Ironman Victoria
this weekend,
which is now shaping up to be a pretty big start list. You have Anne Hogg looking to validate, Marjolaine looking for a spot, and now Julie Darren is doing her first one, and then you have Placid, the list just got released, and like Holly Lawrence is doing her first one. So
Jackie
it's like,
Herring is
everyone
going there.
Yeah, well, Jackie Herring is not her first one.
No,
It's
it's not her
like
first one. Sorry.
13th. Yeah.
I lost concentration there for a second, Kelly. the connection went.
But yes, she is doing it though.
Yes. So is Sarah True. But yeah, I was like, there's so many people doing their first. Everyone wants to be at Women's Kona this year.
I know. I love it. I love seeing everyone stepping up to the distance. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Ironman full distance was it was my favorite. To me, I never knew what I was going to get. I was like a very up and down racer. I'd have good races and really bad races, but that was like what drew me to it, was the challenge of it and trying to get it right. Because yes, some people make it look really easy, but for most people, it's hard to get, and you don't get it right very often. And so when you do, it's like really special. And there's something about being out there with, usually it's like 3,000 people, and I don't know, you're like in the trenches with them, right? Like when you're walking with that, you're walking with like some random people and just telling each other your life stories. It's amazing.
In Roth, I met the guy I was walking with wife. I met his kids. Like we still follow each other on Instagram.
See, isn't that amazing? Like, I don't know. That's what the sport's about. And I feel like you don't maybe get that as much in the half distance, right?
Right. That's true.
But yeah. I'm excited to see, Holly Lawrence. That'll be awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of new people. So Victoria is not this weekend, it's next weekend, right? This weekend is Swansea. Or
it's this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is this weekend. Yeah.
And so Annie, she just has to validate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, so she has to validate. Laura's already validated. I think Chelsea now is going to have to validate at the last at Kalmar.
Is she not on Placid?
No, she's not on Placid.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of like I know the whole question is like, where is Sam Laidlow going to validate? There's a lot of validations still
because
waiting.
Obviously the qualification for Kona, or the last races for Nice are going to be earlier than Kona because it's a month earlier.
Yeah.
So we have Vittoria this weekend. He's hardly on that start list, and there's Leeds at the end of this month, and I think. I don't know what races after that he could go to.
Yeah, because Kalmar is women, I think, or it's...
Yeah, I think he said Leeds in one of his post-race interviews. I mean, if he were to do it, I think that's what he has to do. So interesting. So Kalmar's the only other one after Placid?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's a super race. Oh, my word.
Is it?
It is definitely a bucket list race for people. I was there last year announcing at it, and it was like talking to a festival crowd. That's what it was like. It was just amazing. The finish line vibe was incredible. The town is small. It's got that kind of same vibe as Roth in terms of size, but it is a small town or village or city, or I don't even think maybe it is a city, city of Kalmar. Yeah, there's a city, but it doesn't have lots and lots of people. Do you know that kind of way? Like beautiful architecture, but I feel like it didn't have an awful lot of residents and people living there. But you swim in that, it's like a canal again, and it's a big loop around, and it's just fabulous. And the roads are so good. But the locals are amazing that do come out from all around. You fly into Copenhagen, you get the train down to Kalmar, and there you go. You line up to your race.
I just love Europe.
I just love. You're like, it's great.
Just all of it.
Just come on.
It's just
come
great.
on over. Flights are cheap to Europe at the moment. Come on over, girls.
I told my husband, I'm like, just FYI, this is the first year I've never traveled international in probably like 20 years. So I was like, in the spring, we are going somewhere. So just get ready.
And you'll get free travel because of the baby.
Right, exactly. For
up to 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
2 years.
So definitely.
Get that travel in now. Kelly, are you bringing baby to Kona?
That's up for debate. Kind of depends on if, like, my mom or my husband wants to come and watch him. But we are going to Europe next summer for like 3 weeks or whatever. So
nice.
He'll get to go on a whole adventure.
Oh, amazing.
We're actually talking to Joanne right now while she is at an airport hotel because she has a flight at like 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Because you're going to Swansea, right, Joanne?
I am so excited. It is such a great lineup. So we have Kat Matthews lining up. We also have Anne Reichman, who is our African champion for 2025. We got Daniela Kleiser. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Absolutely phenomenal racing at 70.3. We've got Lizzie Rayner. She was the winner of Ironman 70.3 Cash Kite last year. And she's had a couple of podiums in Swansea as well. So that's just 4 of the top women that are coming. Penny Slater, I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else is coming. Lydia Dant, part of the British gang. And actually we have Harry Palmer, who was the men's winner last year. He finished in Sweden at the weekend in 4th place. And Sam Dickinson, also from the UK, was 2nd in Sweden, and he's racing as well. So it is Pro Series race.
Yes.
And it is very, very exciting. It's completely sold out. But it's, I was chatting to Lizzie Rayner. I think I was saying this last week, Kelly, chatting about it's a very different type of race than what our European athletes or American athletes will be used to. Lizzie was saying the climbs are completely different. The road surface is completely different. The way you have the beautiful Nice roads and the rolling hairpins and it's up and through the mountains. This is like what's called the Gower. So you have cattle grids and wild sheep and wild horses. They roam the Gower. So you can imagine what some of those surfaces are going to be like. But then the climbs are quite different as well. But yeah, it's really, really exciting.
Really narrow, kind of rough roads?
Not that they would necessarily be rough, because to be fair to the councils, they do their best to fix up roads where there might be potholes and there might be issues. But in terms of the race itself, it's different to what some of the Europeans will be used to. Like if you think about the rolling climbs and the climbs in Nice, or you look at Sweden at the weekend, or I'm just trying to think, like even Rapperswil in Switzerland, like completely different type of race. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So, and we also have the slot allocation, the new slot allocation system for Nice.
Is
for
that
2026.
wait? So is that taking place? Does that start already? Like
it started in Sweden this weekend. Yeah, I think there might have been another race. Yeah,
that's what. Okay, because I was confused for a second, because I was like, wait, but the pros are still qualifying for this year for the age groupers.
No,
the new slot
pros,
allocation.
No, the pros are finished. The pros are qualifying for Nice in Swansea as well. 2 men and 2 women slots for Nice.
Oh,
in Swansea.
Oh, for 70.3 Worlds next year.
Yeah, Nice. Yeah.
That's always crazy to me. It's so early, the qualification.
I mean, it makes sense that you don't want to qualify too close, to this year. Anyway, so the new slot allocations, first ones, we'll see. I know everyone's super, triathletes are being all triathlete about it, right? And they're getting their calculators out. They're ready to super algorithm it. I am excited. I'm that's partial. I get look, it's a good system. It's good to have the best athletes. It's good. Part of the reason I'm not super excited is if I was still racing a lot, I'd be that's not that much fun to have someone out on the sidelines, with a calculator, right? My husband, can you picture your significant other out there being well, I used the multiplying factor on all the athletes. That's not as much fun as I need to catch that person. So yeah,
that's true.
I will say 70.3, I am excited about. It's equal spots now for men and women, which is awesome. And so they'll keep their 2 days of racing. And so that's really cool. So
yeah, definitely.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think the feedback has been generally very positive.
Yeah.
Across the board.
I also think it'll mostly be the same people is the other thing. I know everyone's this is wild. But it'll still be mostly the best people are still gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not going to roll down as much.
It's just not going to roll down.
Yeah.
If you were 5th place, 43-year-old man, you're not going to get to go now. But other than that.
But then if you were you might be a 4th place woman in I don't know, 49 or 50 to 55, and you might actually get a shot at going now, and you might never have had that shot before. So that's really
good.
That's really important, I think. And actually quite interesting, I was looking at the stats for Swansea, and if my maths are correct, we actually have 21% female participation overall in the race in Swansea. It's a sold out race, almost 2,500 people. So that's really, really good. And we would rarely get that level of percentage above the 20%. I think it's 22% women. Okay. So that's really positive as well for that race. And it's good. It's good.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Really good.
Let's go, ladies.
I do have to say, you're all right. The last race this weekend, just so I don't want to forget it, is the WTCS. We are back on the WTCS circuit and back in Hamburg. I feel like we're all Germany right now, right?
I know. Lots of European, which has not been good for my viewing. I see the start of the swim, and then for the fulls, I hope to see part of the run, but
You go to sleep.
Or not. Yeah. Yeah.
It's on in the background.
I think we'll miss Hamburg probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
But it is Cassandra Beaugrand. Gwen Jorgensen is racing.
Yeah.
She won 10 years ago here,
amazing.
which is nice. Yeah, I know. Isn't like, and of course you have Beth Potter, you have Taylor Spivey, so it's a lot of big names. And it is the mixed relay world championship. And I was like, it's a shame we don't have Katie because she medaled in the mixed relay world championships there like multiple times. So she could have told us about it.
I think we need to get her on the phone.
Yeah, when was the last WTCS race? It's been a while.
It's been a
I feel
while.
like.
Well,
Yeah.
there was the 2 back-to-back that
Yep.
were Italy, and I'm losing the other one, but there were 2 back-to-back.
Okay.
And then it was like February before that. So now we're like getting into
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So it's going to be exciting.
Love it.
very exciting.
Yeah.
We also have a bunch of young. She also, if Katie's here, she'd tell you there's a bunch of young up and coming Americans that we're keeping our eye on. So,
Good. Yeah.
good, yeah.
I still have my World Triathlon Pass. I like watching the IT races too.
Yeah.
They're a lot
There's
shorter.
so much to watch now.
Yeah.
Like you can watch so much triathlon.
You can. Yes.
You can.
Isn't that such a brilliant statement to be able to make, though?
I love it. Yes.
That you can watch so much triathlon now.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it was great. The T100, wasn't it like on HBO?
It was, yeah.
It was, yeah. So I'm like, hey, Barrett, we can turn on HBO and watch T100. And then there was another race going on at the same time. So I was like, oh, God, double races that are so much.
True. My HBO, because it's because Eurosport has a deal with HBO Max. So Eurosport is actually this broadcast, and so then it plays on Max here in the US.
Oh.
But I turned on my Max for the Vancouver race, and it was very confused. It was like, this race is over. And I was like, no, it's like, because I'm on the same time zone. So I was like, no, it's definitely not over yet. Like, it's definitely happening right now.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's a shame. Anyway. Are there any other races? Did we get all the races, all the results? Was that it, Joanne?
I
hit
think
everything.
it pretty much is. And the other person I want to give a shout out for this week as well is Nikki Bartlett. Because Nikki Bartlett's little doggy Titch passed away during the week, and she still made it to the start line. And in fairness to the guys at Challenge Roads, they got Titch's piece printed on her tri-suit. Lastminute.com did that for her, and she was in second place at one stage at the race, and I know she would have been chuffed, and it was really, really hard for her to get to the start line, and then she finished in 4th overall, and she had to dig deep. So Nikki Bartlett I think Nikki Bartlett is my star of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, and she hasn't raced in a while because of injury and stuff. So great to have her back.
Yeah, she raced she was 5th, I think, in Aix-en-Provence a couple of weeks ago, yeah. But she hadn't, that was her first race of the season, yeah. So it was good to see her back, and just literally a couple of minutes off the 3rd spot on the podium. So well done to Nikki Bartlett.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna catch up with Lauren. We're gonna find out what Lauren's been up to.
How exciting.
Hey Feisties, Sarah Gross here. We are so excited to be back with you here on our new, shiny, Feisty Triathlon podcast. Thank you for listening. I am so glad you're here. I want to tell you about one of the Feisty team's favorite recovery products, Prevenex's Neurify Plus. I use the chocolate flavor myself every day to support my strength training. At Feisty, we only support brands that our team uses and products that deliver results we have seen for ourselves. Prevenex's Neurify Plus is one of the best tasting plant-based and vegan shakes I've tried, and trust me, I've tried a lot. It contains balanced protein, carbs, and fat with comprehensive, high-quality micronutrients to help fuel your health. It also contains probiotics and digestive enzymes, so it's super easy to digest and doesn't give you that bloaty, gassy kind of effect that other protein products can produce. Unlike most supplement brands, Prevenex tests everything with pharmaceutical-grade precision, and they also offer a 100% money-back guarantee. So try Neurify Plus or any Prevenex product today, and you get 15% off your first order with the code FEISTYTRY at Prevenex.com. That's FEISTYTRY for 15% off at Prevenex.com. The link will be, as always, in the show notes.
Orca has been a longtime partner of Feisty Triathlon, and we've been excited to see them over the years constantly innovating to create the best wetsuits on the market. In 2022, they came out with 6 iconic wetsuits designed to enhance every swimmer's form. And now, in 2025, they've launched a second generation of those suits, with advances in flexibility and freedom of movement to improve your feel for the water and reduce fatigue. Now, the Orca wetsuits are divided into 2 categories, and in each category, there are 3 suits with different characteristics and buoyancy levels. So whether you're looking for maximum buoyancy, or maximum shoulder mobility, or a mix of the two, Orca has a suit for you. Get ready for race season with an Orca wetsuit, and use the code FEISTY15 for 15% off at orca.com. That's FEISTY15 for 15% off at orca.com.
Here at Feisty, we're excited to be teaming up with Xterra to help get more women onto the trails and into off-road triathlon. Xterra offers a full schedule of off-road triathlons all around the world, from super sprint to Olympic distance, youth races. Their events feature open water swimming, mountain biking, trail running, with a focus on the welcoming community and beautiful destinations. And I want to be clear, anyone can do an Xterra. You can do an Xterra. Even if you've never mountain biked before, other athletes are ready to get you to that finish line and are even known to offer a helping hand during races. In fact, we'll be doing a series of Feisty podcasts and videos with some tips and ways to get started. Stay tuned. You'll also recognize some of the most iconic names in triathlon who got their start in Xterra: Flora Duffy, Mel McQuaid, Leslie Patterson, and next year the World Championship race will return to the US with a new home in New Mexico. And most importantly, Xterra offers equal prize money, recognition, and spots to that World Championship. So if you're looking for a new adventure, hit the dirt and find a race to try at xterraplanet.com. That's XTERRA planet.com.
All right, Lauren. I feel like we've been touching on this throughout the whole thing, but you retired. You're officially out of triathlon life. It sounds like you're not exercising. It's like some people, they retire and they're still doing like 20 hours a week. This is not you, it sounds like.
No, definitely not me. Now, granted, I am 8 months pregnant, so
Sure.
I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I think no. I think I'm not somebody that needs to exercise for a long period of time for any reason besides if I'm racing. I mean, I do like to exercise most days. I find myself, I would say it's like 30 to 40 minutes just doing something. But yeah, just kind of keeping the body moving, doing something.
I know we kind of like joked like in these, but how did you know you were done? Like, how are you like, okay, this is it?
I feel like, man, you guys know retirement's hard. I think it's hard to make that final decision too. I think I had kind of been thinking about it for a couple years, more so because when you put in so much effort training, I was doing it full time, and then you're just not really seeing the results that you want, or not very often. I feel like the last few years I had one good race a year. It gets hard, and you're like,
Right.
Is this how I want to spend more years of my life? And yeah, so I think I just finally was like, you know what? It's time for me to move on. I'm turning 40 soon. If we want to start a family, that needs to happen soon. So I think it was, and just feeling like it was time to do something new, like use my brain in some capacity. Because, is it just me, or when you're training for Ironman, do you feel really dumb all the time? Do you guys feel that way? Like your brain cells are just become very low.
I do think you're like, there is something to, it seems like you're fastest when you're like the most bored and the stupidest, right? Like, I feel like that's how it works out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I was ready to use my brain a bit. So,
Okay.
And so you are using your brain.
I am, in lots of ways. Yeah, I got a job with Varlo Apparel, and so I've been working with them, which has been fun. I help manage their age group team and then also help manage the pros. So it's been fun to be on this side of things and kind of seeing how everything works. And still getting to be super involved in triathlon, which is amazing. And then I still coach under Julie Dibbins, coach a bit, and then growing this little human that's not so little anymore.
Oh my gosh, now that you're managing the pro athletes, are you like, oh, pros are the worst?
No, we have amazing pros. We do. I think I have a hard time. I don't want to bother them, like I just know how hard they work. And it's like, oh,
Right.
excuse me, can you please like post about this? Or I hate asking for things. That's the hardest part. But
How many pros are on the team?
we have like 10.
Oh,
So yeah.
and are
quite a
they
few.
up and coming pros? Are they experienced?
No, right
or
away.
is there
Like,
quite a mix?
we have Trevor Foley and Grace Alexander, Alice Alberts, Cody Beals. So yeah, we have some, big names, and then support kind of some up and coming. And then our age group team is quite large. So yeah, keeps me busy, but it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's fun.
And what do you miss most about racing?
I think at this point, probably just the traveling. I love traveling. Like, that was just one of the best parts. Is I always would pick races that got me excited, and especially I feel like the later years, it was like, okay, what Ironman makes me excited that I want to go do? Let's sign up for that, and then I'll go do that. So yeah, like going to South Africa, and gosh, yeah, I went to Australia the last couple of years. Last year, I did 3 races kind of back to back in Europe, which was awesome. That kind of was my farewell tour. But yeah, just the travel. I love it. It's the best. Yeah.
You can still travel.
No, it
can do
is.
that.
It is. I know. After baby, I'm going to get a passport and travel.
You can swap your bike for a pram.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. I feel like do it when they're really little before the time zone really bothers them.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Or maybe that happens right away. I don't know.
I don't know.
We need
I was like,
some
see, again,
listeners.
we need Katie on here because she
Yes.
takes Kimball like all over the world, and she could tell you.
know.
I know.
And like right
we
away. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Next
Well, there you
time,
go.
you guys need to ask her about how
We're
was
gonna
it
ask her so
traveling
many
with an
questions.
infant? Do you think I can go to Kona 8 weeks post baby? Is that a good
yeah.
idea or bad idea?
Why not?
I want to go watch. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. All right, well, you let us know if you're going to be in Kona 8 weeks
I will.
postpartum.
I will.
It'll be a little bit toasty hot for the baby.
I know that's the only thing because babies can't really
Get hot,
self-regulate the temperature very well.
Yeah.
yeah. Just get one of the few places that's air conditioned, and then you'll be fine.
The king cam.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to watch
you-
some of those Airbnbs.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
God.
right.
Actually, you just need to have like a big refrigerator.
And put the baby in it.
I mean, like, go in as a family.
Or just like, oh,
I'll never forget one of the years in Kona, like years ago when I was over there, and I went out for a run really early in the morning. We were staying in the apartments down near the Kona Royal Resort place, down near Hogo's. I came back from a run and we had one of those big, huge American fridge freezers. Like, of course, I'd never seen one of those before in my life. Anyway, I decided the only way to cool down was to actually open the freezer door and stick my head into it.
probably a good idea. That's smart. Smart.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I was still roasting when I got out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Kona's
All right, so
hot.
my-
Last year, when I went to watch the men's race, and I was like, how do we race here? It is so
Yeah.
hot.
And I was like 5 months pregnant. You and I were standing on the side. Everybody kept being like, yeah. And everybody kept being like, how are you handling this as the pregnancy? And then finally my husband was like, people have babies in Hawaii too. Why does everyone keep asking you this?
That's true.
And I was like, that's a fair point.
That is
Yeah,
a
but
fair
they
point.
live in Hawaii. It's different. They're
Yeah.
used to the humidity. That's like saying to the people that live like in the middle of the North Pole, like, do you not get cold? How are you managing with the cold?
Yeah.
I feel like we have sidetracked here. This was supposed to be all about Lauren, and we're going to find out how she's doing.
I don't want to talk
And
about
now-
me. That's all
Bring it back in. Bring it back in, Kelly. Okay.
Yes. I exercise, but not to any long extent. Do I see myself? Actually, Kelly, you said earlier you want to do a standalone marathon.
Well, I just like, it would be amazing if I could run one in 2:43.
Just a faster one. I've never done a standalone marathon. So I did say that would be something I'd be interested in. Now I've done probably like 30, but never standalone. So I think that'd be a fun goal post baby.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you look at now that you'd be like, oh, maybe I might be considering this? You know, we've a lot of people moving across into the single sports, like the gravel racing, the ultra running. We were chatting with Alyssa a couple of weeks ago about her expedition adventure running.
She does
trail,
big
whatever,
adventures.
crazy stuff.
Yeah. I had actually signed up for Unbound right when I got done. But then, yeah, obviously that didn't happen since I got pregnant quickly. But I don't know, though. Now, I don't know how that would happen with a baby. It's like, that's a lot of training. I feel like running, I mean, a long run can be a couple hours. So, you know, it's a lot more reasonable when you have a baby than going out for a 8 to 10 hour bike ride.
But most people, I mean, it depends, obviously, but a lot of people, like running's the last thing that comes back. You know what I mean? Like the last thing they return to. Like you can swim and bike sooner. Depends.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into like graphic details, but depends. But or it's like, so I can ride.
Floor.
Yeah, so I can ride, but like I'm still like jogging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I certainly won't be in a rush to get back to running or anything, but we'll see. So maybe it won't happen until like 2027, but let you know.
Okay, so that's a possible goal. What other things out there now that you're no longer tied down by the professional triathlon lifestyle? What other things are like on your bucket list? Like, what else do you want to do now?
Honestly, right now I'm just enjoying like time with Barrett, time with friends, family. You know, you get to a Saturday and instead of training for like 8 hours, you're like, oh, what should I do today? Let's go to brunch. Like,
And you don't have to cycle before it.
Exactly. Now, my husband still likes to train quite a bit on the bike because he does do some gravel racing. So typically he'll go do a ride and then we'll meet for brunch later. So, yes. But yeah, I love a little brunch on the weekends. I mean, who knew that this lifestyle would be so nice? Just enjoying
brunching, but no swimming. Brunching, biking, but no
brunching
swimming.
and no swimming.
You've changed, Lauren. You've changed.
Yes, if I wasn't pregnant, I'd have a drink during brunch too. That'd be nice.
I just think this is like, you're like, oh, how far the Ironman champions fall. And now they're like drunk at brunch.
That's the title of the podcast. Lauren Brandon, drunk at brunch.
Amazing. Yeah, well, you know, we should check in with retired pro athletes and see.
Coming back to actually talking about racing. So you were a phenomenal swimmer and, you know, you often led the races from the front, you know, when you were racing. And there must have been an awful lot of pressure on you at the front to maintain that front position. You know, did you have mental strategies that you used to work with or mindset coaching or anything like that you used to work with to hold yourself basically in that moment and at the front of a race when you were racing hard?
I think I really struggled, especially in the later years, because women got a lot faster in the water. So I tended to be in a pack, or there were women that were coming by me on the bike a lot quicker. Unlike when I first started, I felt like I had some time in the front to kind of do my thing, and it was more about trying to hold on. So I think I actually really struggled with that when the racing was changing for women, and we just had so many more fast women on the swim and bike. And yeah, and especially knowing that my run was not my strong suit, really having to make sure that I could get, stay in the front for as long as possible. Because, I think I would just start to break down when people are passing me. I'm like, well, I'm not going to run faster than them. So this is going to be rough. But yeah, it is different, right? But that's the only way of racing I knew, right? So be out in front until I couldn't be. Let's try and hold on as long as possible. But it's fun though. I mean, I think it's very motivating to be in the front, and then at least when you have people catching you, you're like, okay, let's hold on to this person and just try and, yeah, those things, right? If a pack comes by, okay, let's get on the pack. Let's stay with them for as long as possible. Yeah.
You did notice over the course of 20 years that it was getting fast. At what point were you like, oh, it changed?
I feel like after COVID, I feel like everyone kind of says that, but there was a like dramatic shift. And I don't know if it was me, like, I don't want to say I struggled with COVID, but I was not someone that was training all the time and like got to another level. Yeah, I certainly did not thrive. And I think a lot of people did, and they took that time. They trained well. They got a lot faster. We had a lot of, I think, just new people coming up, which is fantastic. We have a lot of younger people, new people. And so, yeah, I think there was like a dramatic shift, especially on the women's side, of just more depth at every race. And there was no more like cherry picking, like most races are hard now. And yeah, and people are just, I think, focusing a lot more like on aerodynamics, on, like everyone was just getting faster in swim, bike, run.
Do you think the lack of racing during COVID actually helped though? Because, if you're racing, like you mentioned there, I think you raced like 3 races back to back in Europe or whatever period of time it was last year, you're building up, you're recovering, build up, recovery, build up, recovery. Whereas in COVID, you couldn't build up to anything other than potentially some peak performances and targets that you hit yourself. So you weren't building up and dropping back all the time. You didn't have that peaks and troughs. So do you think, did that affect people's training, that they were able to just concentrate on getting fitter and faster without needing these big recovery blocks after racing?
I think it did, especially maybe if you were a newer pro. You're probably really motivated during that time. Like, hey, let's get in this big training block. And maybe it was more, I mean, I had already been racing for 10 years. And so I was like, oh, there's no races. Well, what am I training for? So it's like,
I want to be drunk at brunch.
It had the opposite effect on me. And I'm like, oh, what should I do with my life? So I do think, a lot of people just really thrived with that situation and could, like you said, put in this huge block of training where they really saw a lot of progress. And that just did not happen for me.
I've one more question coming just on the racing thing. With the women's field and the depth of the women's field expanding, is there anybody in particular that you enjoyed racing against or that you looked forward to seeing, oh, they're on the start list? Yes. Over the course of your career, or that you had a really good battle with over a couple of races?
That's a good question. I don't think like anyone in particular. I loved going to races. Like racing was why I trade is for racing, right? Like I love to go race, love to see people. In the women's field, I felt like I had a lot of close friends, and it was always fun going to these races, spending time with them, and just being out there with them. So I wouldn't say like anyone in particular, just kind of the women's field in general. I feel like the last couple of years now I look at start lists, I'm not going to lie, and I'll be like, I do not know half of this start list. Like we have so many new women, which again is incredible. And I'm so excited to see where this sport is at right now in the women's racing and where it's going. But I'm a little like embarrassed to say, I look at the start list. I'm like, shoot, I need to research people because I definitely became the older person that didn't know all these young up and comers.
Oh man. That is like you know what I miss, Lauren, like the hanging out at races, like with all the, you know what I mean, how there's always like the hanging out after and the like, and you don't really get that even if you see people. Like it's not the same. It's not like, oh, we all went through something and now let's go get drinks,
Exactly I know. I mean, that was the best, right? Just like chatting with everyone before and after races and hanging out. But
But I think that's the fun of triathlon in general, though, really, isn't it? I mean, we're racing our local aquathon series, and last night, you know, all I was looking forward to was the cup of tea at the end of our swim and run. I didn't care how I did. I just wanted to do the swim, do the run, and have the cup of tea. And everybody hangs around afterwards. You know, there could be no race on, and we still just want to hang out for the social aspect of it. And that's a local race with like 40 people in it. You know, so that's such a huge part of our sport, though, away from the competitive part of it and the pointy end of racing for pros and age groupers. It's just, we all just want to have fun. We want to connect with people and feel like a sense of camaraderie. You mentioned earlier about being in the trenches at Ironman. Like, we were definitely in the trenches last night for our swim and run. And it was
Now, how long was the swim and run?
Well, technically, Lauren, it's meant to be 750 meters, but the sea was a bit rough yesterday evening, so the wind was up. So there was a few white caps in the water. Now, where we swam is like a sheltered part of Galway Bay, like it was down inland a little bit. But I made my own plan. So I said, okay, I'll get in and I'll swim to the buoy. They said the buoy was like 300 meters away. I was like, that's 400 meters up there. I'll swim there. But if I don't like it, I'm coming back and I'm just going to swim parallel to the shore and I'll get my 750 meters done and then I'll get out and I'll run. But it was
I'm just going to do my own thing. I love it.
Do my own thing. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll swim in my depth. I'll be fine. But actually, it was fabulous, and we had a lovely bounce on the way out. But the tide was coming in on the way back, so we were surfing in, and then you got the pull back. So it was like being through. Oh, it's like it's like Kona, except it was only 18 degrees. But all I kept thinking of was like, they were having the cup of tea and the treats and we had to run around 2 loops to get the 5K done. And I was like, God, I need to run faster for the cup of tea.
That's amazing. Yeah. Kelly, have you done any racing post-baby yet?
Oh, no, I still can't run, right? Like, I'm like, I like my
swim races, Kelly.
No. This is going to be my first swim race. And I'm going to be like, I do like, given all of my friends, I was like, of course I can do an Ironman postpart. I'm like signed up for one in 2 months.
Oh,
and now
nice.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
She just dropped that bomb there. What race is this, Kelly?
Yeah, which
I've
one
been
did you
signed up? I've been signed up for California forever because I deferred from last year. Yeah, and I literally, given that, everyone I know is like, oh, 8, well, that's fine. And now I'm like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Well, it's
I
a
don't
fast
think that's
swim.
a good idea. I know.
This fast
Very
swim.
fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a race to the cutoff, which I'm not saying that's not like a thing for plenty of people, but like it's not like something I want to do.
Yeah.
Is okay.
You gotta do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but no racing yet.
I know. I think because we see all these pros and I mean age groupers too have a baby, pop it out, back to training, do Ironmans. You're like, well, yeah, of course I can. And then you're like, huh, how did these people do that? Like, that's amazing. It just depends. It
depends.
just depends. You can't compare yourself.
C-section's a very different. I was talking to, she's like a pro ultra runner, and her first baby, she was out racing pretty quickly, and then she had a C-section too, like a month before I did. And I was talking to her, and she was like, "Oh, were you still having like really bad pain?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I just have been being really cautious. And she's like, "Oh, I just ran through it." And I was like, "Oh, I did not."
I chose not to.
I didn't do that.
That doesn't feel good.
It's like cool. So anyway, it's a choice.
Well, yeah, you just have to listen to the body.
Yeah.
So,
Like, there's
All right,
always
here's my
next year Ironman, Kelly.
There's always next year. They're just gonna keep.
next year.
Will they let you defer again?
I'm not technically like no, but they did reach out to me and tell me like, okay, look, like if you really need to, like, which is nice. Which
That
is
is
very
nice. Yeah.
But I'm not that concerned about it because I've done 8. You know what I mean? Like it's not like doing an Ironman is a goal anymore.
Right.
So you have to have your own goals.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Okay. And before we finish up, though, Kelly, can we just ask Lauren, looking back, what was the biggest highlight of your career? Great minds think alike, Kelly. No baby brain over there.
Oh gosh, yeah. baby brain. Jeez. I think I sent this one email like 5 times today. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I forgot, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. This was wrong. I apologize. I don't know. I don't think something specific really sticks out. I think for me, it was just doing it for 15 years, getting to, again, travel the world, meet amazing people, and still getting to be a part of the community is amazing, you know? I don't know. Nothing like in particular. That's kind of like
stand out.
Although, I mean, I guess my first Ironman, I didn't finish. It was Ironman New Zealand. My mom went out there with me, so we had a great time, but I did not finish, dropped out. And we went to the finish line because we had to wait to like be able to pick up my bike. And I just remember watching everyone cross the line and just like bawling as everyone came across, because I don't know, they're so, you just get this feeling, right, at Ironmans, and watching people cross the finish line and dealing with whatever they had to deal with, like it leading up to the Ironman or that day. And you just know that it's not easy for anybody whether they're going 8 hours or 17 hours. And just being like, oh, wow, this is like something I want to do. So that was 2016. And then, another 8 years of Ironman racing after that. So.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
Thanks for catching up with us, Lauren.
Good to see you guys. Maybe I'll see you on Kona.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
We could put both the babies together with
And
a
just have
babysitter.
one child minding cost in one air-conditioned
Yeah.
fridge.
And then, I'm sure there's other people that are going to want in on that. Like Sarah True's going to throw her kid in. Chelsea can throw her, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll just have like,
We'll just have like little children roaming everywhere. I love it.
I'm sure we'll find somebody who's like 15 that could probably babysit.
yeah,
Yes,
Definitely.
I love good teenagers just watching.
great plan.
It's a free trip to Hawaii to babysit like 6 kids for 4 days. Perfect.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure we'll maybe see you in Kona.
Yes. Thank you guys. So fun to see you guys. Catch up soon.
You too.